No. They have it in most unrefined soy products.
Okay. So what we're getting is the processed, basically agribusiness soy product.
Exactly, and that's the one that they're promoting out there because since people are being told by the so-called alternative health New Age community, which is another government-sponsored, co-opted movement, that soy is the best product for them to use as an alternative, the government is about control, especially population control. And population control began back in, like I said, 51, because they already did their projected analysis of the population growth in 1972 with Global 2000 report. Jimmy Carter, finishing that off.
So all of these basically go back to, like you said.
Actually, what I want you to know is that you are listening to WELH Providence, BSR 88.1 FM, BSRlive.com. This is a special RealBlackTalk.com presentation of Dr. Valentine being interviewed by Kazra down in the Florida area, and they're discussing male impotence, male impotency, population control. Without further ado, let's get back to the discussion with Reverend Dr. Philip Valentine, interviewed by Kazra.
All of these basically go back to, like you said, not only just premature ejaculation, but this depresses the sperm count, and if it affects our thyroid, it's going to affect our hormonal activity. So it kind of goes back to what you're saying in terms of control and population control as well, because Monsanto, the agribusiness company, they produce several Roundup-ready food crops where farmers have to oblige into a contract. They have to enter into a contract with these big pharmaceutical companies where they have to purchase their engineered seeds from the agribusiness company as well as using their so-called herbicides. And they have an herbicide called Roundup Ready.
Right.
And I'm just going to read this real quick before we go to a quick 2 or 3 minute break. And this is taken from a book called Genetically Engineered Food, Changing the Nature of Nature. And it says, Monsanto produces several Roundup Ready food crops, including corn and soybeans. Roundup Ready is quite toxic, as Greenpeace notes. If Roundup, quote, if Roundup were sprayed directly on a normal soybean plant, it would kill it, end quote. Yet farmers who use Roundup can spray it again and again on their Roundup Ready soybean plants, which are resistant to the herbicide. Sold as a broad-spectrum weed killer, Roundup is designed to kill virtually everything green in the field except the genetically engineered plant. The herbicide not only affects the soil and water, but also affects habitat for wildlife as it kills everything surrounding and among the crop plants. Without proper segregation, the soybean harvest from these Roundup crops end up in any number of foods that contain processed soy ingredients. Yet these genetically engineered food crops do not undergo independent long-term safety tests to conclude that they are safe for human consumption prior to being put on the market. So basically, we just corroborated what you've just told us.
That's right. And what happens now is here you have an artificially created material that withstands certain types of poison, which means that whatever it is that it was created to do, to resist, after you have eaten it, makes you more, when you've eaten it, you've become more tolerant of toxins such as the ones that they put out there, which means your body now can accumulate more poisons and die faster.
Wow. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break, Dr. Valentine. And we're going to come back, and we're going to also provide some solutions, if that's okay with you.
We have 1 or 2 more things that we're going to get the people are dealing with that's popular for more brothers and sisters. And when we get past that, we're going to deal with some solutions, yes.
Okay, brother. So we'll be back in 2 minutes, family. guest today is Dr. Reverend Philip Valentine. College Ramara, we're coming to you from Orlando, Florida, and we are very grateful and pleased to broadcast via our sister stations, and that is libradio.com, which is in California. And we have another sister station, which is, they're independent, but yet they're interdependent, rather. And that's BlakeRadio.com out of New York. So we're covering the West and the East Coast today. That's BlakeRadio.com, and also we have our sister station, libradio.com. And these are two very hard-hitting stations that provide quality, top-notch information. And while the good Dr. Philip Valentine is preparing to resume back with us, let me just share something with you in reference to polychlorobiphenyls, or some people pronounce it different. Some people just say PCB. And there was a study done, research, and I'll read this to you, and this is, quote, research at the University of Maryland reported in 1998 said children exposed to dioxins and PCBs prenatally or during infancy can suffer behavioral, memory, and learning problems. The Maryland investigators suggest that the underlying mechanism may be thyroid hormone disruption. Even moderate impairment of thyroid hormone function has been associated with the various problems in behavior and intellectual development, and certain thyroid diseases are associated with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and language disorders. Studies of adults exposed to dioxin and PCBs show no marked neurological effects. In a sense, that kind of almost contradicts itself with that last sentence there, and that's coming from a book called A Consumer's Dictionary of Food Additives, something that I would highly suggest. Dr. Valentine, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Dr. Valentine, I don't know if you had a chance to hear what I just read from that particular book.
Yes, I did, and it's right in keeping with what we're saying. You're giving the specifics, which I know I don't have the time to get into. I'm just giving everybody an overall overview so that they can go and search for themselves, as you have done so eloquently. I also want to give props and praises to a Sister Queen who has been with me on the research. She is diligent. She is a student and a powerful researcher. Her name is Sister Medina Renee. Her name is Sister Medina Renee Sprav. And she has been instrumental in helping me to find all these little hidden facts.
Okay. Dr. Valentine, we spoke about premature ejaculation. We also spoke about the science of it, and we know that we are definitely adversely affected via chemicals, PCBs, inordinate or copious or too much soy in our foods, too many adverse chemicals in our environment. What can we do to begin to actually rehabilitate ourselves from this?
Okay, what I want to do also, just to put down for your edification so that they can actually go forward, I want to quickly mention a research done in 1965 in Hawaii on 8,000 Japanese men, Japanese American men who were eating soy on a very regular basis. They were questioned about 25 or 26 different food and drinks over the years of this particular, I believe it was a 5-year or 7-year study. They had more than two or more servings of tofu a week. And what they found out, what this doctor, his name is Dr. Len White, what he found out was there was a significant acceleration of brain aging, creating